Now, I warn you, as most of you know, The View is basically a number of yentas who sit around, make no sense. One never Trumper, Republican, and then 4 Democrats. And what a mess, what a mess. I don't know why people watch this. Is it like watching a car accident or something? I don't know. Go.
I don't understand, though, how you can call yourself a pro-business, pro-freedom of speech, small government, against canceling conservative, if you want to cancel one of the major corporations in Florida for freely speaking their mind.
Let me try this again, because she is as dim-witted as they come. And that's why she's on The View on ABC. This is not capitalism. When you give a corporation a part of your state, they're in charge of the tax base. They're in charge of all services. They're in charge of all utilities. In essence, again, you create a state within a state. That is a subsidy you're giving one corporation and no others. And it's not a matter of free speech. Oh, I know you have a lot of radical kook law professors. Oh, it's free speech, because it's the state imposing its will. They're free to speak all they want at Disney. Nobody's stopping them from speaking. Nobody's stopping anyone from speaking. But that doesn't mean you get a continued subsidy. I don't get subsidized. You get subsidized, Mr. Producer? You have your own state? No. I don't know of any other company that does. So it's not a matter of free speech when they're free to say whatever they want, but it has consequences. That's all. You go out in the middle of the street and let's do what the MSNBC said and teach people how to make napalm. Well, that could be illegal, actually. Okay, you go out in the middle of the street and you throw up. Then you go into the restaurant next door and you want to get hired. They say no. I say, well, that's my free speech. No, you threw up in the middle of the street. I don't have to hire you. Well, that's a loose parallel, but you get the point. So it's not a matter of free speech. That's number one. Number two, it's not capitalism. It's not fair competition. That's why a dummy on The View says what she says. Go.
Of their employees. Yeah. And it's not like Disney went on an all-out war.
All the clapping seals in the audience. You notice how they bring in all the clapping seals. Nobody ever gets up and says, wait a minute, I have a question. They never bring those in, ever. That's a perfect picture of her right there, by the way. Go. Against
this bill. The CEO made a few statements. They weren't running ads. This was minimal. And he's, this war against Disney, and it's against Disney.
He didn't make minimal statements. He said they're going to work to reverse the law. So she's lying through her teeth. Go ahead.
The law was crafted in a way, taking away the special tax status, where it only affects Disney and about 4 other special taxing districts. There are 1,844 special taxing districts in Florida. And so it was...
Nobody, again, very clever, special taxing districts. So you could have nonprofit organizations, things of that sort, that have a special tax district or special tax status. That's not what we're talking about here. Are there 1,000 special tax districts that have their own police force, that have their own fire department, that have their own utility, that have their own street services, and on and on and on, basically run like a little city? No, there aren't. There's one. So she lies. And they always have to lie. They have to lie about what's in the bill. They have to lie about what Disney said they're going to do. Then they have to lie about the special tax status. It's more than a tax status. It's well beyond a tax status. Go ahead.
To penalize and take revenge against Disney for having dared cross...
Why are they penalizing and taking revenge against Disney? Now they're going to be treated like every other major corporation in Florida. They're not being penalized. They're not being targeted. They had these enormous special privileges that are being revoked. Revoked. I wish they would talk this way every time the Democrats come in and raise our taxes. Why are they penalizing these people? Because of their views? Because they're successful? because they hire people, and so they notice they never do that. So this is not a new argument she's making. She's a talking points kind of dummy on The View, but she is spewing what is the typical Democrat Party line. Those of you who say, and there are many of you, they come up to me, I love Trump, I voted for Trump, but I'd rather have DeSantis because there's less baggage there. You support whomever you want. Those are two great men. But I want you to understand something. They're going to do to DeSantis what they've done to Trump. Some of you may support somebody else. They're going to do to Ted Cruz what they've done to Trump. Tim Scott, Tom Cotton, Mike Pompeo, it doesn't matter. They're going to try to destroy them. And one of the reasons you like Trump so much and DeSantis so much is they fight back. They push back. I want you to think about something. We have these Republican governors like Larry Hogan of Maryland. You had this guy Baker in Massachusetts. You had Romney when he was in Massachusetts. They all moved left. They moved left in order to try and get bipartisan legislation done, quote unquote. So why not elect a Democrat? My question to you is this. Did they make any profound, lasting changes in their states? Nothing. Nothing. Ron DeSantis was elected by about 40,000 votes in a state with well over 20 million people, a state with 2.5 million more people than New York now. Did he look back and say, I got to be bipartisan, I got to figure out how to get along with the media, I got to do this, I got to... No, he said, all right, I have an agenda and I'm going to push it. I have 4 years, that's it. If I'm lucky, I'll get another 4 years. But I know my agenda is right for the people of Florida, regardless of party. I know it's right for liberty. I know it's right for economic growth. And we're going to take advantage of this. What has he done? He has profoundly changed Florida. He has profoundly strengthened the Republican Party. When he was elected, the Republican Party was a minority party. The Republican Party today is a majority party. Well, Mark, that's because people are moving into Florida. Right. And out of where? These other states. He's made Florida an attractive, free state, an attractive, prosperous state. And Florida is a very diverse state. The Panhandle looks nothing like, in terms of geography, and even in terms of demographics, it looks nothing like the southernmost point of Florida. This state has all kinds of people from all kinds of countries, from every state in the Union, with every kind of background, every kind of race, every kind of religion. It's got to be, if not the, but one of the most diverse states in the country. One of the most diverse states geographically. You go a certain area, there's farmland all over the place. Another, there's beaches, inner cities, and so forth and so on. There are ways to run states and there are ways not to run states. There were no riots here in the 2020 summer. They dare not riot here, and they passed extra laws to back the cops. So when you look at what Florida is doing, Florida is actually representing its constituents. Parents don't want this crap taught to their kids. Teachers have a hard enough time, thanks to the unions and the administrators, but also thanks to our educational schools at our colleges and universities. They have a hard enough time teaching the basics. So kids learn the fundamentals, not ideology from the left. In full circle, this is why we like what Elon Musk has done with Twitter. Whether it's social media, whether it's fraudulent TV shows like this, whether it's the classroom, we believe in the American ideal, which includes free speech. We believe in what's appropriate for certain age groups. You don't teach stuff to 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, and 8-year-olds when it comes to trying to sexualize them.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.